If you had asked me 6 months ago what I thought about our morning runs, I'd have told you they were the glue that held us together. Chloe and I weren't always in sync, work schedules clashed, date nights got postponed, and intimacy often felt like something we had to pencil in. But those early jogs, just the two of us and the rhythm of our feet on pavement, gave me hope. They were our ritual. We started the runs 2 years ago. Chloe wanted to lose the last bit of weight from her second pregnancy, and I, ever the supportive husband, said I'd do it with her. It turned into more than just exercise. We'd talk about the kids, joke about work, plan vacations we might never take. Then, about a year in, she mentioned hiring a trainer to push her further. Just for the weekends, she said. He's got this interval method that really works. His name was Ryan. Tall, lean, ex-military type with those intense eyes that always seem to be sizing you up. He had a quiet confidence, and yeah, maybe a bit too much charm for my liking. But I pushed that thought aside. This was for her. For us. At first, I joined them when I could, but Ryan's routines were brutal: hill sprints, lunges with weights, stuff I'd never sign up for. Eventually, I stuck to our original route, and Chloe and Ryan would do their thing on the weekends. She started looking better than ever, no denying it. Stronger, more energetic, glowing even. I chalked it up to her fitness high. But something shifted. It began with small things. Chloe started waking up earlier than usual, coming back from runs a little too flushed, her clothes damp even when the weather didn't call for it. Then, the trainer started showing up on weekdays, just a quick session before work, she'd claim. She smelled different too, not bad, just not like sweat alone. Something warm and musky, like cheap cologne clinging to her skin. Still, I said nothing. One morning, I pretended to still be asleep when she slipped out of bed. I waited 10 minutes, then got up, took a different route to the trail, and watched from a distance. They were stretching near the footbridge, her giggling at something he said, him adjusting her form, hands lingering on her waist a beat too long. I remember feeling stupid. Not angry, not heartbroken, just foolish. Like I'd written a love letter only to realize the recipient had long since stopped reading. I didn't confront her. Not then. Instead, I started keeping tabs. Notebooks filled with times, GPS logs of her routes, even old photos of us together that I'd begun to see differently. Her smiles, once effortless, now looked forced. Her eyes, always so open to me, suddenly seemed vacant in hindsight. And the worst part? I still loved her. Even as I traced the lie mile by mile. The breaking point came on a Thursday. I took a sick day and followed her, far enough back not to be seen. They met behind a row of hedges near the park restrooms. Not exactly romantic, but hidden. I saw him pull her close, saw her lips meet his, her hands in his hair. That night, when she came home, she kissed me on the cheek and asked if I could put the kids to bed. She looked tired, satisfied even. I wanted to ask her how her run was. I wanted to scream. Instead, I said sure, tucked the kids in, and sat in the living room long after she went to bed, trying to remember the last time she'd looked at me the way she looked at him. The next morning, I woke up before her and sat at the edge of our bed, staring at the floor like it held the answer to everything. Chloe stirred beside me, let out a soft sigh, and rolled onto her back. For a moment, she looked peaceful, untouched by the weight crushing my chest. I didn't say anything. I just got up, dressed, and left the house without my usual kiss goodbye. She didn't seem to notice. I met with a lawyer that afternoon. I didn't want to, but I had to know what my options were. What happens to the kids, the house, the retirement we'd been slowly building? The man across the desk talked in calm, professional tones while I sat there imagining Chloe in Ryan's arms, laughing the way she used to with me. That night, I told her we needed to talk. She looked up from her phone, confused. What's wrong? You and Ryan, I said, keeping my voice even. How long has it been? Her face paled, eyes widening for a second before she masked it with indignation. What are you talking about? Don't lie, I said, and my voice cracked on that last word. She went quiet. Maybe it was the look on my face, maybe she knew there was no way out. She sighed, like someone carrying a weight too long. It just happened. I didn't plan it, it wasn't supposed to go this far. I didn't ask for details. I already had enough. The images, the sounds, the raw betrayal I'd seen and heard more than I ever wanted to. Why? I asked, barely louder than a whisper. I don't know, she said, tears now streaming down her cheeks. I felt invisible. You were always so wrapped up in work or the kids or just life. Ryan noticed me. He made me feel like I mattered. I wanted to scream that she did matter. Every single day. In the packed lunches, in the late-night grocery runs, in every kiss on the forehead when she didn't even know I was looking. But what was the point? I was trying, I said. Maybe not perfectly, maybe not always in the ways you needed, but I never stopped trying. She looked down at her hands. I know. I slept on the couch that night. The days after were foggy. We went through the motions for the kids, but even they could sense something had fractured. Chloe offered to stop seeing Ryan, to go to counseling, to try. But I didn't know if I could rebuild something when the foundation had already crumbled. One night, after putting the kids to bed, I sat on the porch, watching the streetlights flicker on. Chloe joined me, sitting in silence for a while before speaking. I still love you, you know? I didn't answer. Because I wasn't sure if I believed her. I made a mistake, she continued. I got lost in something stupid and selfish. But I don't want to lose us. I don't know if there's still in us to save, I said honestly. And that's where we've been ever since, suspended in this gray space between before and after. She's trying harder now, being present in ways she hadn't been in years. But I don't trust it. I don't trust her. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But I haven't left. Not because I forgive her. Not because I've forgotten. But because love, even betrayed, doesn't just vanish overnight. And because healing, if it ever comes, takes time.